He's going to be a big piece this year for the Salukis. He's a newcomer. He was one of the final guys signed to the roster. Antwaun Massey joins us here now, a junior college transfer for the Dogs. Twan, thanks so much for the time, man. How's your summer been acclimating to the SIU program so far?
It's been pretty fun. It's been different than how JUCO was, and it's kind of been a change that I've been trying to get used to. And the more we go, the more I've been getting used to it, and it's really been fun because all the guys are here, and all the work that we've been putting in together, just helping making each other better.
No question there's going to probably be more adjustments that you have to make. I think everyone knows, Twan, that when you go from junior college to Division I, there's going to be probably many adjustments. But just so far in the summer, what have been the initial adjustments that you've seen that you've really had to make?
One big adjustment is like kind of the physicality. It's really physical all day, every day, and really the amount of work everybody's putting in and how organized and strong, not strong, but organized and ready everything is for you every day. Like you come in, you do this in the morning, you do this in the afternoon, you come back and you get your extra stuff in, and it's just going through that every day and being able to come on the better end of that.
The structured side, which is kind of what you're getting to, which we're grabbing you right after a weight room session. You'll have an on-court session later today. How has that structured element here at Southern, like, can you already sense with the summer that you've had that you've seen yourself make strides already here in the summer?
Yes, actually. So junior college, it was fun, and all the work we put in was like, it was hard work, and granted I got to where I am now.
Yeah.
But this work, it's been different because everybody's pushing you to be better. Like, it's not just you and your coach telling you, like, hey, you got to be better. It's you, your teammates. You have 5 coaches, 6 coaches on staff. Everybody's telling you to be better. And then it's also things off the court that you have to do. Like, you have to be good on and off the court. So that's one thing that I've been getting adjusted to.
Well, as you were adjusting and looking where you wanted to go, when did Southern kind of come on your radar, and was a school that you were really interested in and wanted to pursue?
So kind of, actually, Coach Darion, Coach Reddick.
Yeah.
I've known him. He kind of recruited me from at his last school, and we talked a little bit. And he was really good friends with one of my coaches at my JUCO, and they stayed in touch, and we kind of stayed in touch. So when he got here, he reached out to me, and he was like, hey, we can see if we can make this work. And I ended up seeing Coach Hawk at a tournament in Kansas City, and he said, hey, we'll be in touch. And then from there, I was like, okay, I really like this. Like, good situation, close to home, why not?
You mentioned obviously being close to home and all of those other ties, but in terms of at least getting to know the staff, Darion, Coach Hawk, and then ultimately Coach Nagy, when you were able to sit down with Coach Nagy, what was it about him that you're like, I know I can play for this guy?
Really positive coach. He has he can see, like, every day at practice he'll tell us, like, we're not where we're going to be. And I can see that as him pushing us to be better. Like, it's going to be days where it's going to be hard, but at the end we're working to be a championship team. So we're going to get there, and he's been pushing that.
For you guys, sometimes I feel you guys get painted in a way that's maybe not necessarily fair. What I mean by that is there can be a lot of conversation about, athletes these days really don't necessarily want to be coached hard. They got to have things be done for them. Mm-hmm. For you, you describe Coach Nagy in that way of how direct he is with you guys. Why is that a style you gravitate towards, Twan, and why you really enjoy that? You know nothing's going to be given to you by him, and everything's got to be earned, but also just from the daily part of the program and how he treats you guys.
Yes, sir. I really feel it. Hard work is a part of the game. Like, you got to work hard to get what you want out of it. You can't just come in and be like, oh, I'm the best, and go get what you want, because that's not really how it works. It's different than that.
Absolutely. You on the floor, for Saluki fans that haven't had a chance to see you yet, I've seen you this summer. People could see highlights, but in terms of once games happen, where do you believe your biggest strengths are? How would you describe your strengths as a player?
So I feel like I'm a really strong rebounder, and I play like extremely hard. In my opinion, I play extremely hard. Everybody's told me I always play hard and always get to the next thing when I'm on the court. I never really try to sit on my mistakes and stay drop myself down, but get to the next thing.
Your athleticism too. That was one of the areas that was immediately seen when you got here, of just your athleticism around the basket, your athleticism on defense. What are ways, Twan, where you're trying to utilize that in the best way? Like, where do you see yourself as, man, I have to capitalize on the characteristics that I have, because there's a lot of things that you're blessed with that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah, so some of the guys on the team, they're bigger and stronger than me, so I'll use my athleticism to try to get around them. Like, I'll be guarding Jaheim sometimes. Jaheim's big, so I have to use my speed and my athleticism as an advantage to guard him.
In terms of just the group, what has you most encouraged about you guys as a team right now, Twan? You guys go at it basically every day here in the summer, so you spend a lot of time around each other. What has you most encouraged about you guys of getting to that common goal of being the team that you all hope that you can be this year?
Just seeing how good everybody can be is like something that's encouraging me, and then playing in this conference with everybody on the team, we've already started gravitating towards each other and being able to be together as a team.
Mentioned playing in the league. The Missouri Valley Conference has had such a great reputation throughout the years. When you're looking for that next step, and as you mentioned, there were connections to the staff, and that's ultimately why you landed here. But knowing you get to play in such a high-caliber league, how much of that do you know about the Missouri Valley Conference and what you're eager about to test yourself against the type of teams that you're going to be playing night in, night out in this league starting in December?
Yeah, so I know it's a top 10 conference in the country. It's a tough conference, and I know it's going to have to be brought every night. Like, everybody's going to have to be tough every night. And that really excites me, because the level of competition is going to be fun to play against, and just to go through those battles with this team.
It's known as a defensive league, or has been known as a defensive league. Offensive numbers have gotten better. A lot of that has to do with how college basketball is ref these days in terms of the rules and everything. But outside of those maybe detailed analytics, from a defensive perspective, now being here with Coach Nagy, defense has been preached so much this summer, Twan. What are the challenges of learning what Coach Nagy demands of you guys defensively? What are some of those biggest challenges that you're learning and trying to conquer right now?
For me, it's kind of his defensive principles. They were different in my last school, like the gaps, being in the gaps, and being able to help off the ball and stuff. Like, those are things that I got to get adjusted to, because from the last school I was doing it a little different way, kind of different.
I think everyone can notice speed. We've hinted at that with you. We talked about that with Ollie earlier this week too, of his speed and his athleticism that he has. But the IQ part of it, Twan, for fans that maybe don't quite get to see it, describe the process of what you do during the week, really do on a daily routine, of learning the IQ side of the game to make sure once you get out on the court, your mind is free and you know exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, it's a thing that we got to be locked in 100% of the time, on and off the court. Like, when we're watching film, we got to be able to take what Coach says and don't take it as like criticism, but take it as, hey, like, you need to get better at this, so we're gonna work on that. And he'll tell us where to be, get in the right spots and everything. So,
whenever you come from a lower level, Twan, there's always a big chip on the shoulder, and there's a point that you want to prove. It's kind of a cliche type of question to ask, but how would you describe the chip on the shoulder that you come into this program with, and what you really want to prove here at Southern in terms of your path and your skill set and what you want to show now at the Division I level?
Really, I came in knowing that I was gonna have to fight for a spot, and that's been kind of something that's encouraged me and to keep me pushed, like keep me going. Just knowing that I have to fight for that spot, fight for time.
I know in a way you just answered it, but how does competition within a team make you better? And to further prove that point that you just told us of, you knew when you came here, I got to fight for my spot to be able to play. How does that alone, just the daily competition, make you better and also make the team better?
Well, it makes me and the team better just because everybody's coming in every day, giving it their all. Like we're always going at each other 100%, and my teammates make me better, as do I to them.
Let's talk about your teammates. What have you enjoyed getting to know about your new teammates, and have there been a few guys that you've maybe been able to gravitate a little bit towards this summer and build a really good relationship with?
Yeah. So my roommate is actually Elijah. So me and him have been pretty cool since I got here, and then everybody else they've been open to me. Like I feel like we're all cool and getting along really well.
You guys, I mean, we talk about the team and really where those strengths can be, but it all comes down a lot to Twan, just how you guys get along. What are ways that you guys try to maybe outside of just your practice time to really build that team chemistry and work on that, because it's such a really big and important piece for all of you guys?
Sometimes after practice, we'll sit in the locker room for a little bit and we'll chat before everybody leaves, and we'll eat in the locker room after practice together, and then outside of that, we'll see each other over at the apartments.
Let's look towards the rest of the summer. Where are maybe some areas for you, Antwaun, that you want to focus on and try to improve the most?
I really want to focus on my defense and getting better on the defensive end, being able to guard 1 through 5, and be effective on defense.
I think our fans can tell you may be a little bit subdued, kind of calm when you have a conversation. But, man, when you get out on the court, though, there ain't nothing calm about Antwaun. How is that dynamic for you? Is it difficult at all to flip that switch? Because it does seem like once you get on the court, man, the calmness, the nice guy type of attitude that you really have, and you truly are that, man, it really flips once a basketball gets into your hand and there's a competition.
Yeah, I feel like once I get on the court between those 4 lines, it's ready to ball. Like, it's a different game when I get out there. I'm ready to do what I got to do to play, you know.
There's so many areas. We talk about the difference between junior college level and Division I, and no question one of those areas is the atmospheres and the games that you're going to be able to play in. When you've been able to look at just old games inside the arena, I mean, when I say old games, not necessarily old games, but just over a year ago, of just how this fan base really comes out to support the team. What has that meant to you here in the early portions of your summer? And even when you just go around town, can you sense how much pride Carbondale really takes in you guys and how they support you?
Yeah, to me that's cool. Like, I was out one day and I had my Saluki shirt on, and somebody said, "Hey, like, you're a Saluki, you play basketball?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." And I've seen the fans and how they come support like the basketball teams, and I think that's great. Like, having that energy in the gym through conference play would be good for everybody, and it'll be fun for everybody. Yeah.
No question. I think you'll get them to have some fun in the crowd too. I think there'll be some plays that you'll be able to make this year to bring them to their feet. Twan, really appreciate the time. It's been great to get to know you this summer, and I know the summer is winding down here, but that's a good thing because it means the season is just right around the corner.
Yes,
Appreciate the time, Twan. I'm looking forward to the rest of the summer with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.